When Ivy told Lucas Hale she was pregnant, he didn't hesitate, he crushed her. "I don't need a woman with a belly ruining my reputation," the cold billionaire CEO said, dismissing her as if she were nothing. Ivy walked away that night with a breaking heart and a baby growing inside her, a baby he wanted no part of. She rebuilt her life alone. She raised her daughter alone. She healed alone, but 4 years later, fate is cruel. Because Lucas Hale walks into a small California clinic and finds Ivy holding a little girl with his eyes. 4 years too late, Lucas Hale never believed in softness-only success, numbers, and the power that came from never needing anyone. His empire, Hale Dynamics, stood like a steel monster in downtown San Francisco, symbol of the man who built it. That man was cold, efficient, untouchable. And 4 years ago, when Ivy Bennett told him she was pregnant, he responded the only way he knew, by destroying the moment. "I don't need a woman with a belly," he'd said, standing in his penthouse with ice in his voice. "I don't do drama, and I don't do family." Ivy had stared at him, stunned, her hand over her stomach. "You don't mean that." "It's not my child," he said sharply, her breath shattered. "Lucas, you're not trapping me, we're done." She left with tears burning her vision and the city lights blurring behind them. Lucas didn't watch her go. He thought he'd freed himself. He had no idea he'd destroyed the one thing he would someday beg for. 4 years later, the California sun hung warm over the small coastal town of Willow Cove, where Ivy had built a life made of soft mornings, honest work, and love that came from a tiny pair of hands. Her daughter, Luna, was 4 years old, curly hair, and full of questions for a world she was just beginning to understand. But today, Ivy sat in the small clinic waiting room. Heart tight, Luna had woken up with a fever that scared her too high, too fast. Luna leaned against her, cheeks flushed. "Mommy, my tummy hurts." "I know, sweetheart. The doctor will help." Ivy brushed hair from her face. The front door chimed. Ivy didn't look up at first until she heard a voice she once knew like oxygen. "I'm here for an appointment, Lucas Hale." Her blood froze. No, 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 no. She turned slowly, and the world she'd rebuilt cracked open. Lucas Hale, sharper, more controlled than ever, stood at the clinic counter in a tailored gray suit that didn't belong in a small town. His presence sucked the air from the room. For a moment, he didn't see her. Then he did. His eyes, those cold storm gray eyes, locked on hers. It felt like someone hit pause on the world. "Ivy." His voice was barely audible. Ivy swallowed hard, instinctively pulling Luna closer. "Lucas, what are you doing here?" "I had business nearby. I needed a checkup." He stepped closer, confusion tightening his jaw. "You live here?" "Yes." He looked at her carefully, scanning her face for something, maybe anger, maybe recognition, maybe the woman he once pushed away. "You disappeared," he said quietly. "You told me to," she answered. Before Lucas could reply, Luna whimpered softly. Lucas's gaze snapped to the child in Ivy's arms. The little girl looked up, and Lucas stopped breathing. Her eyes, gray like storm clouds, gray like his dot. His world tilted. "Ivy," he whispered, voice cracking in a way that should have been impossible for a man like him. "Who is she?" Ivy's heart pounded painfully. "She's my daughter." Lucas's throat tightened. "And her father." Ivy hesitated 1 second too long. Lucas's face went pale. He stared at Luna as if the universe had just revealed the punishment for every mistake he'd ever made. "Oh my God," he whispered. "She's mine." Ivy held Luna tighter. "This isn't the place." But Lucas shook his head slowly, struggling to breathe. "You told me you didn't need a woman with a belly," Ivy said quietly, unable to stop the old wound from bleeding. "And I believed you." Lucas flinched hard. Ivy, I was wrong." "It doesn't matter." "It matters to me," he said, eyes locked on the little girl. "I need to know her." Luna blinked at him. "Mommy, who's he?" Ivy's chest tightened. Before she could answer, Luna whispered to him softly, innocently, "Are you my daddy?" Lucas's hand trembled. He knelt slowly, as if approaching something fragile. I think I am." Luna studied him, her tiny brows furrowed. "You look like me." Lucas let out a broken breath. "I do." Ivy looked away, tears burning the back of her eyes. She wasn't ready for this. She wasn't ready for him. She wasn't ready for everything she'd survived to return in the form of the man who once chose power over her. The nurse called Ivy's name. She stood, lifting Luna gently. Lucas rose with them. "I'm coming," he said softly. "No," Ivy said firmly. "Not yet." Lucas swallowed hard. "I can't lose for more years." You lost the first 4 because you walked away, she whispered. He closed his eyes. Ivy, let me try please. Her heart twisted painfully. This wasn't forgiveness. This wasn't healing. This was the beginning of a storm she never wanted to face again. But Lucas wasn't the man she remembered from 4 years ago. There was something in his eyes, now fear, regret, longing, desperation. Something human, something he never showed before. The doctor waved them in. Lucas looked at Luna one last time. I'll be here, he whispered. For the first time, Ivy believed him. Just a little. Enough to terrify her. Enough to change everything. Enough to open the door to the biggest storm of their lives. The small exam room felt too quiet, too bright, too tight around Ivy as the doctor examined Luna. Lucas stood outside the open door, not daring to enter but unable to leave. He watched everything, the way Ivy comforted the little girl, the way Luna reached for her mother, the way the doctor spoke softly to calm her, and every second hurt. This should have been me years ago. I should have been here for her first cry, first steps, first fever. I chose my ego instead. He pressed a hand against the doorframe. Breathing unevenly, Luna sniffled as the doctor checked her stomach. It looks like a high viral fever, he said gently. Painful but not dangerous. She'd be okay with rest, fluids, and medication. Ivy exhaled a breath she didn't know she'd been holding. Lucas practically sagged against the wall in relief. Luna reached for her mother. Mommy, can we go home? Yes, baby, we can. The doctor stepped out, leaving Ivy alone with her daughter, until Lucas cleared his throat softly. Is she really okay? His voice trembled. Ivy didn't turn. She will be, she said. Lucas closed his eyes. Ivy, can we talk? Her stomach tightened. Not here, she whispered. Ivy carried Luna to the clinic's small parking lot, the ocean breeze brushing against their skin. She buckled her daughter carefully into the car seat. Lucas stood a few feet away, watching like a man, seeing his life slip through his fingers. When Ivy closed the car door, Lucas finally spoke. I didn't know, he said, voice rough. You didn't want to know. That's not true, he shot back instinctively. Ivy turned to him sharply. 4 years ago, I stood in your penthouse shaking, scared, and all you cared about was your image, your reputation. Lucas's jaw clenched. I remember. Do you remember telling me you didn't want a woman with a belly? Her voice cracked. Do you? Lucas flinched as if she'd slapped him. I was an idiot. No, she whispered. You were cruel. He swallowed hard. I thought love made people weak. That family made people lose their drive. I watched my father crumble when my mom left. He stopped working, stopped living. I promised myself I'd never let anything control me like that. And you punished us for it. Lucas stepped closer, his voice dropping. Ivy, I'm not that man anymore. I swear it. Ivy crossed her arms protectively. People don't change that easily, Lucas. I changed the moment I saw her. He pointed to Luna inside the car, still half asleep. Those are my eyes. That's my child. And I wasn't there for her. I can't live with that. Ivy forced herself not to crumble. This isn't about what you can live with, she said. This is about Luna. Her stability, her safety, her heart. Lucas softened instantly. I want to be in her life, he said quietly. Even if you never forgive me. Ivy stared at him for a long moment. Why now? She whispered. Why only when you see her? Why not before? Lucas's eyes glistened, barely noticeable, but real. Because I didn't know love could look like that, he whispered. That small, that pure, that fragile. Ivy's breath stuttered. He took another step, his voice dropping lower, softer. Roar. Ivy, I want to try. He swallowed. For her, and maybe, if you let me, for us. Ivy shook her head quickly. No, don't go there. Why not? Because you already broke me once, she whispered, and I can't let you break my daughter. Lucas fell silent. Not defensive, not angry, not cold, just devastated. I won't hurt her, he said quietly. I swear on everything I have. Ivy looked at the man in front of her, the CEO who once dismissed her, the billionaire who believed emotions made him weak, the man who now stood trembling because a 4-year-old girl might never call him father. She didn't trust him, but she didn't turn away either. What do you want, Lucas? She asked. He didn't blink. A chance to be her father. Yes. And what about me? Ivy whispered. Lucas inhaled sharply. You. He paused, choosing his words carefully. I want to earn your forgiveness. Not your love. Not yet. Just the chance to prove I'm not the man who threw you away. Ivy looked at him for a long, painful moment. Lucas, my daughter comes first. I know you leave again, I won't. If you panic, I won't. If you try to control this, I won't. Ivy hesitated. Finally, she nodded once. You can start by coming tomorrow morning, she said. Luna likes story time. Lucas blinked. Story time, yes. She almost smiled at his confusion. Kids' books, animals, fairies, that kind of thing. Lucas cleared his throat. I can do that. Can you? Ivy asked skeptically. I can learn. He rubbed the back of his neck awkwardly. I'm good at business presentations. Ivy raised a brow. Lucas, she's 4, right? I'll work on that. She almost laughed but then a soft voice came from the car. Mommy, is that my daddy? Ivy and Lucas both froze. Lucas stepped toward the window. Yes, he whispered. If you want me to be. Luna blinked sleepily. I think, I want that. Lucas pressed a hand to his chest, as if steadying himself. Ivy swallowed hard. This was happening, unwanted, unexpected, unplanned, but real. I'll see you tomorrow, Ivy murmured. Opening the driver's door, Lucas stepped back, giving her space. But before she could leave, he said softly, Ivy, thank you. She looked at him over the car roof. I'm not doing this for you, she whispered. I know, Lucas said. That's why it means everything. Ivy got in the car. Lucas watched as she drove away with the child he'd lost 4 years of. He didn't move until the car was gone. Then he whispered into the empty parking lot, I swear, I will never walk away again. And, for the first time in his life, the powerful Lucas Hale felt something stronger than ambition-hope. If you love emotional second-chance romances, heartbreak, and powerful family drama, this story is for you. He rejected her when she needed him most. And 4 years later, fate brought him face to face with the daughter he never knew he had. Now a powerful CEO must confront the biggest mistake of his life. While a strong single mother fights to protect her child from being hurt again, will he earn their forgiveness, or lose them forever? Watch till the end. The twist will break your heart and heal it all over again.